Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baron and this is your Brain on Books. And today we're going to do none other than my November TBR. Now I haven't put out anything in a couple weeks. October is the busiest month of the year for my family. We have some birthdays, we throw a big Halloween party. It's a lot of fun. But on top of that, my wife and I, we had a new baby. So we've both been home from work, kind of spending time as a family with a newborn. It's been awesome. But of course, putting out more content's kind of been on the back burner. But I do have a review planned for the end of this week, a couple for next week. So I thought, get back in the swing of things. Let's go ahead and do my TBR for November. It's perfect timing. I'm really excited about this month of reading. I have a buddy read already on the channel Discord, which the link is below if you haven't joined us already. And then I'm also doing several other read-alongs with different channels. Super stoked, super exciting. This is probably the largest kind of collaborative reading experience I've had in a long time. This month is going to be full of discussions and kind of, video works with different people and content creators and I'm just so excited. This is a lot of fun stuff kind of shaking out here. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So the first book is going to be Assassin's Quest, book 3 of the Farseer trilogy by Robin Hobb. Now, the first two books I absolutely loved. I am a believer in Robin Hobb now, even after those first two books. Now, I've already started Assassin's Quest. I'm about 200 pages into it, and it's awesome. Happy to be back to Hobb. Happy to be back to Fitz and his suffering and Night Eyes and everything else related to this story. I don't think this is going to take me very long to finish. I am fully invested in what's going on here. Now, I am going to do a series review of Farseer once I wrap this up, and I actually have a giveaway plan for it, which I'm very excited about. So tune in. I got some cool stuff to throw out there because everybody's just been so kind supporting the channel. I think it's my turn to give back a little bit. So moving on from there, I mentioned the Discord for the channel. We're doing our first read-along, which is Clive Barker's Magicka. I didn't know what to expect for the read-along, and we already have 10 people. Seems like everybody's enjoying it so far. We just kicked it off yesterday. And I think I'm about 150-ish pages into it so far. I'm kind of at the point where the story's developing. Kind of everything's been laid out. The character work's been established. And I can see just the direction the narrative's going to go. And it's awesome. I mean, he has such beautiful prose, especially in his fantasy work. Horror is a different thing completely. It's like two different authors. But in this instance, I'm just blown away at the way he can describe things. So expect a review from me on that. I'm actually talking to Andrew from Andrew's Wizardly Reads. We're thinking, hey, maybe we'll do a collaborative discussion or something. So good chance that'll be happening down the road as well. So another author I'm excited to get back to is none other than Mr. Stephen King. Now, I haven't read any of the older King novels, and this isn't that old. But the only thing I've really read recently was Billy Summers when that came out, and then later, before then. So I'm overdue to get back to King. I wanted to fit something in October, but like I mentioned, October is kind of a crazy month for me, and it just didn't happen. So I'm going to go with Revival. This is one I've wanted to read for a while, and I hear it's kind of a low-key scary one, one that tends to catch people off guard. I've heard some mixed feelings, but I think more leaning towards on the positive side for this, which King, people's response to King's kind of always a mixed bag. But another thing I got going for Stephen King is Jake, the Bookish Drummer, is running a read-along for King's short stories. I'm not a big short story person, so I think this is really going to be perfect, a good fit for me. We're starting with Night Shift, doing one story a week, and just going chronologically through his entire catalog, which I love his novels, and there's other novels I plan on doing, but I have hardly touched his short stories at all. So this is going to be awesome. To call myself a true fan and a constant reader, these are books I really got to, dive into. So I already picked up Night Shift from a Kindle. I actually caught it on a daily deal like 2 weeks ago. So that was excellent timing. But, like any other King book I'm reading, if I can find a nice physical copy, I'd love to pick one up. So I'm on the hunt for that. So moving on from there, I have Recursion by Blake Crouch. Now, I showed this in a recent book haul. At the time, I said, hey, I didn't know when I was really going to read this. It might be way down the line. But I actually have a viewer who has kind of gushed about how much she likes this and kind of really suggested that, hey, you should pick this up. So, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I did read Dark Matter, and that was awesome. I absolutely loved it. And I've heard a lot of, this one's better, that one's better. Which one should you start with? Well, I'm going to try to just put that to rest. Read them both. Plan on doing a discussion on here, kind of actually reviewing both at the same time. That's the plan as of right now. And should be cool. It's a short read. I don't really have any sci-fi or thrillers on the TBR for a while, whether it be November or December. So that's going to be a welcome addition. So moving on from there, another buddy read, The Heroes by Joe Abercrombie. So I'm doing this with Sarah from Sarah Reads. I read the first Law trilogy, obviously. I read Best Served Cold. I was a little cold on Best Served Cold, honestly, but I'm excited to get back in the world of First Law. I really want to read Age of Madness, so I'm kind of just trying to get through these standalones to where I can get there. But even still, this is a welcome addition, and I have this cool copy, but I doubt I'm even going to read this. I'm probably going to do the audiobook because Stephen Pacey is phenomenal. And if you haven't, listened to his narration with the First Law books, you're doing yourself a disservice because they are incredible. He's my favorite narrator that I've experienced so far. Although I'm doing Simon Vance right now with a Magicka, and he's pretty good. He's cutting in there, but I still don't think he'll dethrone Pacey. And the last book on the list is Sorrowland by River Solomon, which I also showed on a recent book haul. This was recommended to me by Sarah Reads. I still don't know what this book is, and I'm going to leave it that way. I want to go in blind. I'm not reading the blurb. I haven't even looked at reviews or ratings or nothing. I just bought the book off a recommendation, and that's how I'm diving in. Just thematically, just judging a book by its cover, I can tell this is probably going to be pretty different than the other stuff on my TBR, which is going to be perfect, and slide that in where I can. And that's what we have so far. So some of these are pretty hefty books. I mean, it's only 6 in total, plus some short stories, but that's only 4 short stories. So I might add some stuff depending on how fast I get through these, but I don't like to overcommit on my TBR and then just get frustrated when I can't finish stuff because there's no point to that. So anyway, if you made it to the end, thanks for hanging out. If you read this stuff, of course, let me know your thoughts. And then once again, the Discord I mentioned, join us. We're up to about 70 people right now, which is awesome because it's been open for a week and a half. Pretty surprising, but people are on there chatting, got some other content creators. So love to see you join us. Till next time. See ya.